Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber.
And I'm Tim Seaman. After barely getting a white Christmas, now it looks like most of the area will be seeing several inches of snow by New Year's Eve.
How much snow can you expect, and which cities are issuing these snow emergencies? Now in our top story at 6. Sioux City, South Sioux City, Dakota City, and North Sioux City, all issuing emergencies that go into effect tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock.
Hinton, meanwhile, is set to begin its snow emergency this hour, 6 o'clock tonight. The rules for each of those community snow emergencies, as well as when they will expire, all can be found on our website right now. That's SiouxlandProud.com. Meanwhile, Storm Lake also posting parking restrictions. Those are set to run from 10 tomorrow morning all the way through January 2nd. Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson joins us now. What kind of weather warnings are out there? And the more pressing question, how much snow will we see?
Well, Tim and Sophie, last week we had that blizzard warning across most of the region, and now we have winter weather advisories that are going to be snapping into effect tomorrow morning and lasting until the morning hours of Wednesday. The only two exceptions there are down toward Crawford and Carroll counties. That's where we have winter storm warnings for the same duration of time. You can see when that snow is going to be moving in. So between 3 o'clock in the morning and 6 in the morning for the red on your screen, arriving in Sioux City right around sunrise and then traveling eastward as we approach the middle of tomorrow. So evaluating some of the impacts of this snow system, looks like most of the area is going to pick up between 4 and 7 inches of accumulation. We'll also have some strong gusts, but not to the same power as last week. But there are going to be some travel impacts with some low visibility and also some slippery conditions. So we'll go into further detail on the timing and impacts of that storm system and what lies ahead for the new year. It's all in the 9 on 9 forecast. Tim?
Important information that folks will want to know about. Thanks, Scott. We have new information tonight surrounding a homicide investigation in Lake Park, Iowa. Authorities say that 25-year-old Angel Bastman of Lake Park is the victim of a December 22nd homicide. The investigation centering on a vehicle rented by Bastman. Investigators had not been able to locate that car, but then on December 26th, Sioux City police spotting that missed rental and attempting to pull the driver over. Instead, that driver sped away, leading to a pursuit. Tonight, 23-year-old Justice Bernson is charged with felony eluding following that pursuit through the north side of Sioux City. The chase ended when Bernston hit another car, injuring its driver. Now, the Iowa Department of Criminal Investigation has not said if Bernston may have had a role in the death of Bastman. He tonight is being held in the Woodbury County Jail.
Today, some long-term care facilities in the state of Iowa receiving doses of the Pfizer vaccine. The Iowa Healthcare Association saying it will take roughly 3 to 4 weeks. This is to administer the first doses of the vaccine to the long-term care facilities across the state. Iowa currently has 445 long-term care facilities, and the Iowa Healthcare Association hopes to complete its distribution by springtime. The association says the second dose of the vaccine is expected to start on February 2nd. Let's take a look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers here in Siouxland. Woodbury County health officials recording 19 new cases in 24 hours. 34 patients are currently in hospital due to COVID-19. Meanwhile, Crawford County has more than 2,000 cases now and a total of 21 deaths.
Out of Nebraska, Madison County reports more than 3,700 cases as well as 38 deaths. And from Dakota County, officials there reporting 27 new positive tests today with more than 3,500 total cases. And from South Dakota, Clay County listing 103 active cases tonight. Meanwhile, there are 176 in Union County.
Floyd Valley Healthcare has a new device to aid in the fight against coronavirus. It produces shortwave UV lights that destroys the virus RNA in rooms that have been used by patients and by staff. Now, the device is fully automated as well. You could see it in action in this digital exclusive story on our website right now. That's at SiouxlandProud.com, the address on your screen, or the free KCAU 9 News app. Well, nationwide, the pandemic is significantly affecting low-income families and small business owners. And now a second stimulus check is soon on its way to start helping pay off some bills and other necessities.
KCAU 9 News reporter Mallory Smith telling us tonight who's qualified to get the extra cash and how Siouxlanders feel now that that relief is finally on the way.
It's been less than 24 hours since President Trump signed the latest COVID-19 relief bill, and Siouxlanders tonight already reacting to the news.
I think targeted stimulus checks for the income, middle income, and lower income ranges are long overdue. It should be set up on a monthly basis like in other countries.
The pandemic aid package, roughly $900 billion. And just because you received a check in the first round of stimulus in the spring of 2019 does not mean you'll receive the second round.
If you filed your 2019 tax return after the stimulus check was sent to you, the first round, which was based on 2018 for sure, then your 2019 filing will determine whether you get it or not. You may got the first round, but you not get the second round because your 2019 October 15 filing, it was over that threshold.
The threshold to be qualified has remained the same as the last stimulus bill.
So by AGI standard, which is the gross income on your first page of 1040, if you are a single filer under 75,000, that should be your threshold, and a joint filer, that's 150,000.
We asked some Siouxlanders what they will do with the money.
Obviously paying bills. We all got bills to pay. That's the American way, I guess.
We insert that money into the economy. And that's what I would do if I were to receive one, is I would continue to make that money turn around and be used in the community of Sioux City.
And how they feel about the amount lawmakers are deciding on.
I'm not particularly hurting too bad, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are, and $600 don't do much. But
what I don't like to see is when Americans are hurting, that there's a lot of pork and garbage in the bill that's going to other countries and for other purposes and for institutions.
You know, I think our whole country needs help. It's, you know, I feel sorry for the small businesses, the restaurants. You know, I don't know how they've survived this long. It's just kind of disappointing.
President Trump originally opposed the bill because it did not provide enough direct aid to individual Americans, saying the $600 needed to be increased to gain his support. Most Americans who qualify should be receiving their check within the next couple of months. Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
And Siouxlanders may see a $2,000 check instead of that $600 payout if it's all approved. Now, lawmakers in the House have voted to increase the stimulus as of tonight. However, provisions still remain to face the Senate. They'll still have to pass that as well. Two nearby communities that purchase water from Sioux City will be seeing a rate increase. Members of the Sioux City Council approving that hike just today. South Sioux City will see an 8.5% increase for 2021, while Dakota Dunes will pick up a 4.6% hike. The increase also includes a 15% service charge. Per agreements with those communities, Sioux City is allowed to adjust rates annually based on operation expenses. That's according to city documents. They said the city entered into those agreements for water service with South Sioux City back in 2002. Dakota Dunes came on board in 2004. The council also approving a second reading for changes to the city's fireworks ordinance. The current city ordinance outlines penalties for shooting off those displays outside the permitted times as simply misdemeanors for direct violators. The new amendment would add a municipal infraction to property owners who allow those violations to happen on their property.
We are trying to make things better, not make things worse. And we've had issues with fireworks for many years. I mean, even long before that was legalized, the sale of fireworks was legalized. And so we're trying to make things better. I think this is a step in the right direction to finding a solution.
Now, if that ordinance passes a third reading, violators could be facing fines of $250 for the first offense.
And for some veterans and people who are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD, holidays surrounding fireworks can be difficult for them. One Marine Corps veteran tells KCAU it is easier to deal with fireworks when he knows that they're coming in advance, unlike the days before and after a holiday when the unexpected blasts can be troubling.
Because of the popping. And when you get enough of that, it brings back the popping of gunfire. Then I have flashbacks of Vietnam and other places that you don't want to know about.
Sioux City Mayor Pro Tem Dan Moore wants to see more public service messaging regarding fireworks. He says it's another way to protect those who are uncomfortable with the blasts. When shelters get full and dogs and cats alike, they get transferred. It's usually by car.
How these shelter animals, though, are getting their own private flight, and it's all thanks to some high school students. We'll explain coming up.
And as we check out the radar here, you can see that we have that snow continuing to cross to the northeast towards Siouxland. Looks like tomorrow we're going to stack up a few inches of it. We'll talk more about that and what lies ahead for the new year, all in the 9 on 9 forecast next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
Hey, glad to be back. I was one of the lucky ones that got some time off at Christmas. It's good to get away, but it's also great to come back. Not when it's going to snow.
Right. Well, you didn't have to, at least on your break, deal with any inclement weather like it sounds like, Scott, we will be dealing with tomorrow. Doesn't sound like a great day to be traveling around on the roads.
Yeah, it's interesting. To this point in the season, we haven't really seen a ton of snow. Of course, we had that blizzard last week, but yeah, we're going to be stacking up some more snow throughout basically the entirety of our Tuesday, so get prepared for another dose of winter weather. Here's a look at our winter weather advisories now. They're in effect for anywhere that you see the purple on your screen. That does include Woodbury County and Sioux City. That'll be taking effect during the morning hours on Tuesday and lasting through the snow and then cloudy skies for the middle of next week. Tim and Sophie?
Thanks a lot, Scott. It'll be interesting to see where we end the month of December average-wise, because it feels like we've really been on a roller coaster for temps.
And so dry before these recent snows, for sure.
You're right.
Well, it's not uncommon to hear about students who might take a mechanical workshop class or coding. But these teens you're about to meet are learning to fly.
Pretty cool how these teenage pilots are helping shelter pets while they're at it. Coming up next. For many teenagers, getting to learn how to fly a plane would be pretty amazing as far as opportunities go. But for these New Mexico teens, they decided they could use their new skills to give back while they're at it.
Jamie Seymour takes us on a flight to help save shelter animals.
At Sam's Academy Aviation in Albuquerque, high school students are learning more than just calculus and history. They're getting their pilot's licenses. Now those students are getting an even bigger lesson in giving back.
It's just a great opportunity in general because I need the flight time anyway because I'm training on my instrument and commercial.
Many animal shelters during COVID are either closed or low on staff and filled to the brim with animals, putting many at risk of being killed.
In our region, we have a major pet overpopulation issue. What that means is, when they go to the shelter, every animal that goes there is at risk of, being possibly euthanized just due to lack of space.
Bark House, a nonprofit based in Las Cruces, is helping get these animals to states that are in the opposite situation. They have adopters, but not enough pets. Now they're working with Sam's Academy Aviation to fly these rescue missions while giving students much needed flight time.
We realized we had this perfect opportunity where we have students who need cross-country flight time, and they have dogs that need to be transported from one city in New Mexico to another.
Recently, 17-year-old pilot Cody Anderson helped transport 22 puppies and 2 mamas from Las Cruces to Albuquerque, where another pilot then took them to Aurora, Colorado.
It was amazing to be able to think that I could have changed 22 other families just in one flight.
The Academy says the best part of this collaboration is that the dogs aren't going from shelter to shelter. These transports are taking them straight to their forever homes. Barkhouse hopes other pilot programs can also step up and do the same.
We have so many animals here that are in need that, we could do once-a-week flights, and we're always looking for additional flight partners, additional donors, sponsors.
And this is just the first step, saving animals one flight at a time.
And that's Jamie Seymour reporting. I wonder if they get in-flight snacks.
Hopefully there's at least some puppy treats for the
handful
little
of
ones.
something.
Well, the new Iowa high school basketball rankings have been released tonight. You'll find out which Siouxland teams are in the top 10 coming up next in sports.
Remsen St. Mary's finds themselves on the hot seat. They are number 10. So Class 2A is going to be very, very interesting. 5 teams listed in the top 10 are receiving votes, so it's going to be fun.
Sounds like it. I know you're keeping it all straight.
Kind of coming down the stretch run here before too much longer.
Thanks, Jake. We check in for a final look at the forecast. First, to take you outside right now in Siouxland.
I think I've said it before. That's the sled park, or the water slide in Storm Lake. If you could only come down that thing in a toboggan.
I bet you'd be cooking down that thing.
I think you would too.
Probably very icy tonight, and it's only going to get worse tomorrow with a fresh layer of snow.
Right. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a real middle-of-the-road sort of a snow system here. Not a big storm, but certainly nothing small. Totals between 4 and 7 inches. Wind gusts near 30 miles per hour, so winter weather advisories are out for the majority of the area, and those are winter storm warnings closer to the center of the state of Iowa. So a 100% chance of snow tomorrow, but it looks like warmer conditions lie ahead for 2021.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. And thank you for joining us. I'll see you back here tonight at 10. Have a great night.
Enjoy it. Till then.